Hello and welcome to Cooking with Sean and Vaughn, and today we will be making some homemade dog food. That's right, you, the home viewer, can make dog food at home if you follow these easy steps. Could I say it any more lame? It's actually a really cool thing to make dog food at home. Your dogs will love it. It'll actually save you some money, I believe, and no more lugging home those 50-pound bags of kibble. You can make their food fresh. The food that I make, we have two dogs, Max and Sam. One of them's kind of a bigger dachshund, wire hair dachshund, and the other one's a Chiweenie. And I make them one batch of food for two dogs that lasts about a week. So if you have one dog and you portion it right, you could probably get 2 weeks out of what I'm going to show you. So let's begin. Starting off, we're going to be beginning with our rice. Long grain brown rice. It takes the longest, so we're going to cook that first. We're going to add in 3 cups of long grain brown rice. We're going to add in 5 cups of water, and then we're going to hit the power button and get ready to go. Here we have an apple. We're going to add 1 apple to our dog's food and 1 sweet potato to our dog's food. We want to peel both of them. First things you want to do is start with the apple or the sweet potato, it doesn't really matter, but in this instance I started with the apple. I'm going to go ahead and chop the apple in half and take the seeds out. This is poisonous to your dogs, so you don't want to have any seeds. It's almost like some Disney characters trying to give your dog seeds and poison them. Some weird thing. I don't know why they're allergic to seeds. Go ahead and chop up the apples a little bit more once you've peeled the apple. And you can see here I'm using some dangerous tool, some kind of assault weapon looking thing. I'm going to go ahead and chop the apples up a little bit more and move on to the sweet potato that's also been peeled. I'm going to cut the sweet potato into fries once I've chopped it up a little bit. You can see I've kind of chopped it up long ways, and now I'm going to chop it up into fries. And then once I have it into the fry shape, I'm going to cut it into chunks, just like this. Here we have all the ingredients represented in one shot. 3 pounds of turkey, 2 bags of mixed vegetables, 1 apple, 1 sweet potato, some beef broth, and the rice. I will add that the mixed vegetables, depending on where you live in the country or the world, you might be able to get different styles of vegetables. This is carrots, lima beans, peas, and corn in this bag of mixed vegetables. So we're going to go ahead and add some olive oil to the pan and make sure that the 3 pounds of turkey that we're about to put in it is not going to stick. So we want to make sure that's good and coated. Go ahead and add the turkey in, 1 big tube of it like this, or it may come in a flat style already pressed out, patty of it. 3-pound patty, but 3 pounds is what the recipe here calls for. We're going to break this meat up a bit and allow it to just brown and cook. You can see me checking on it here and stirring it, trying to make sure that all the parts of the meat are browning in the pan. We have another check. Just moving everything around, making sure it's all evenly cooked. You don't want any spots that are not cooked. After that, we're going to put our colander in the sink, and we're going to drain out all the fat from this. You don't want to give them all the fat, obviously, so just go ahead and shake that out, and you're good to go there. The next thing we're going to do is add some more olive oil in here, and start the sweet potato. The sweet potato takes the longest next to the rice, so we want to start with that. As far as vegetables go, you're going to see me stir it a little bit. Now, one thing that is that sweet potato likes to stick to the pan a little bit, so I'm going to add some beef broth in here just a little bit and help. That will aid in deglazing the pan, and it will help it cook a little bit quicker too. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this up with the beef broth, Get it nice and good and put the lid on it. Let it cook a little faster. Here's me stirring it and checking on it, making sure we're good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab this fork and make sure that your sweet potato is fork tender. If your sweet potato is fork tender, then you're good to go. It's ready to move on to the next step, which is adding the mixed vegetables. You can see here we have 1 bag of frozen mixed vegetables that we're adding in. And here we have our 2nd bag of frozen mixed vegetables to add in. Now these don't necessarily need to like cook completely through. They're you're not cooking them like they're raw. They're already cooked. You're just heating them through basically. You're just making sure they heat up good. Now I'm going to mix this, make sure it's all evenly coated, and I'm going to add the rest of the beef broth in. This makes the vegetables and everything really savory, aids in deglazing the pan, and helps it cook. Going to keep stirring. Now the last thing we're going to do is add the apples. Now the apples, you want to do it until they're soft and a little bit soft. The apples can become rather mushy if you leave them in there too long, so you just want to check on them, keep checking on them. The next thing I'm going to do is add the meat back into the pan, because it's a lot easier to mix the vegetables and the sweet potato and the apples and the meat together in one pan. And as you'll see here in a moment, we're going to be layering it in a new bowl so that we can mix it more effectively. Get your new bowl out. Pack in some rice. Pack in some food. Continue to layer it until all of the rice and all of the food has been exhausted in each bowl. We're starting to build quite a bowl of it. I mean, you can see just how much food, once we add all this together, it really makes. I mean, this is for 2 dogs, this is a week of food. So if you have 1 small dog, I mean, this could be, I gave some to my neighbor and she said it lasted her over a week for her little pug. And she didn't, and it's smaller than my dogs, as you'll see here in just a moment. They go absolutely crazy for the food, as evidenced by Sam, which is the chai weenie spinning around like a crazy boy. And there's Max, the wire hair dachshund, standard size, that is just rearing up like a pony. And as a matter of fact, he actually eats the food as I'm laying it down and bites my thumb while I lay the food down. So my daughter Yvonne, or Vaughn, is gonna go ahead and inspect the dog's food and them eating it along with my wife and make sure that everything's going good. She's like the foreman or the warden of the house basically, and everything looks good, and we're gonna go from there. Nope. I'm not a veterinarian. Don't post the comments about me not having some medical degree or something, because we both know I don't have it. Look at me. We both know I'm not a veterinarian. Hello and welcome to Cooking with Sean and Yvonne, or Cooking with Sean and Vaughn. Food. That's right, homemade dog food. You, the home viewer, can learn how to make dog food if you follow my easy steps. I'm not selling this, actually. You can just watch it for free and just follow the steps. That's right, follow the steps.
Right.